Picture this. The Washington Commanders may have actually done something right for a change. I know. It sounds like a chaotic world, but it actually happened. This new setup, this new organizational leadership, they got it right as they went through the draft and they got a few players that are going to make a big difference for their team, but also for fantasy football. So let's talk about it. The Washington Commanders with the second pick went out and they got Jayden Daniels. And then we're talking about a Heisman Trophy quarterback here who brings a lot to your team, not just for NFL purposes, because we could talk about that all day, but we're here for fantasy football. So what is he bringing to your fantasy football team? Well, he's a Konami Code quarterback, which means he's mobile. He's going to be able to run around. He's going to be able to make people miss and get you extra yards. And you have to think of a Konami Code quarterback with the rushing being their floor and the passing creating their ceiling. Jayden Daniels has an adequately strong arm, enough to make him a first-round pick, a very high first-round pick, but that's not his strong suit. His strong suit is his running. What comes from his passing that is the strong suit is his fundamentals. You'd be surprised how strong this guy is from the ground up, literally from the spikes all the way to his arm. This man's fundamentals are almost unmatched. He's got a strong enough arm to hit all three tiers of passing, but it's really the rushing that's going to make the difference for your fantasy team. So what are we doing with Jayden Daniels? Well, honestly, one QB redraft league, he might be a target for you because you could build your team elsewhere with wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and go get Jayden Daniels in the 10th or the 12th, depending on how many teams are in your league, and have yourself a rushing quarterback, which would be fantastic because that's what you want. Now, do you just stick there and draft one person with Jayden Daniels? It's up to the debate. For me, I'm going out. If I'm getting a Jayden Daniels, I am now later in that draft grabbing a Geno Smith, a Matthew Stafford, an Aaron Rodgers, somebody who's maybe more of a pocket presence, who isn't going to give me that big hit game, but is going to give me that nice, easy, perfect 200 and maybe 2 touchdowns just to get me through if Jayden Daniels struggles to start the season. However, go get Jayden Daniels on your team. Rushing quarterbacks usually only go upward. The only person that got screwed over was Tim Tebow, and that's a video for another day because that's my boy, and it should have been a quarterback for a while, but I digress. Jayden Daniels has the rushing upside and a strong enough arm to hit all three tiers of the field to do something for fantasy football. So if you're playing the game correctly and you're playing the late round quarterback strategy, go get Jayden Daniels. You can always pair him with somebody later. Now, because Jayden Daniels has a little bit of a slower processing speed in the brain, and he's just a tick slow, even though he did get better last year, he's going to need weapons to help bail him out of situations because his pocket presence still isn't amazing, and that's where Ben Sinnott comes in at. Tight end, high draft pick. I mean, they got him at the end of the second round, middle of the second round, 50-something selection. Doesn't matter. He was still in the second round. He's a jack of all trades, but he's a master of none. His hands are okay. He's not super strong, so he could be pressed and bullied around on the line a little bit. The beauty of Ben is that you can move him from inline to the slot, even into the backfield. He's able to give you what you need in multiple different ways. He's not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but what he's going to do is add another weapon. And for rookie quarterbacks, what is the biggest safety valve for a rookie quarterback? A tight end. Now, best ball, sure, you want to get him, great. I'm not doing much of that. Redraft-wise, I get it. Sam Laporta did something great. I understand that. Now he's one of the biggest tight ends out there. But are we really, really going to risk that? Do you really see lightning striking twice there? I get he's a quick athlete. I get he's got versatile movement skills. I get he's got abilities that show athletic prowess. But I don't think I want to do that because there's Terry McLaurin, there's Jahan Dotson, you still have Brian Robinson, you have Austin Eckler. How far down the chain is Ben really going to be? And let's not forget, I know Zach Ertz isn't anything special now because he's old, but Zach Ertz is still there. And he's still able to make some plays, and you'll be surprised how much he eats into that snap percentage. And the greatest ability in the NFL and in fantasy football is availability. And if you don't have a high snap percentage, you can't do anything. If you're not on the field, it doesn't matter. So as much as I like Ben, the player, and for the NFL purposes, he's going to help the Washington Commanders be a better team, I'm not touching him in fantasy football. Now, the Washington Commanders didn't just stop at Ben to get Jayden Daniels weapons. They went out and they got Luke McCaffrey. And I'm not going to waste a lot of time here because Luke McCaffrey is maybe their third best receiver, maybe not, but we just spoke of the totem pole of Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Ben Sinnott, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, Jayden Daniels' legs. That's 6 things that I would use in this offense before I went to Luke McCaffrey. It's going to be a nice little slot receiver piece. He might help out on special teams. You might get a play here or there. He's probably more of a DFS selection than he is a redraft, super flex, even dynasty selection. Don't get twisted by the name McCaffrey. Like, I get it. His dad was great. His brother was a freak of nature who we all love, but don't waste your time there. From this Washington Commanders draft, in which I give them like a B. I think it was a pretty good draft overall, maybe even an A- if you look at the whole selection with defense and offensive line too. But for fantasy purposes, there's one guy you're looking at. It's Jayden Daniels. And honestly, don't leave the draft without him. You'll be sorry if you do. If you like this video, remember to like, comment, and share on it. And we're going to come back tomorrow, or maybe the next day. It's the weekend. It's going to be over the next couple days. But we're going to come back in the next video. It's going to be the New England Patriots and Drake May and all the receivers they got him. And do we like that class? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out.